Well, hi, Dos. Thanks for helping my project.
Sure, Nathan.
Could you say a little bit about yourself?
I'm you mean professionally?
Professionally, hobbies, interests.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So, I'm a computer engineer. In Houston for about 25 years now. And yeah, anything related to science is of great interest to me. I enjoy, reading articles about, like space explorations and trips to Mars and Moon, etc. So those kind of things always interest me and amazes me.
What other kind of science do you read?
What kind of science?
Yeah, besides, like chemistry, biology.
Well, anything really.
Physics?
Yeah. So physics, yes, I'm quite interested in physics, and then, anything that happens in the medical field. Yeah. So my son is planning to go to the medical college, so that's kind of, it's a new area. I like to read articles about that and, what exactly they do in a medical college and things like that.
I mean, it's kind of interesting with like this, the mRNA vaccine. They're working on like a printer that can make mRNA vaccines like just from data. So you like go and distribute all these printers around the place, and a new variant comes out,
wow.
and then you can just send the
tweak it
new,
and, yeah.
and then you get the
Wow,
you get the
that's-
vaccine of the day.
Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah, kind of neat concept, huh?
Absolutely.
So did you know we were planning to send people to the moon in 2024?
Yes, I read about it. Yeah.
Oh, how did you find out?
Well, I believe it was somewhere on the internet. And, the first thing I do in the morning is just scan all the newspapers, online.
Oh.
So BBC has got a very interesting space dedicated to science and whatever happens there. So I just make it a point every morning to glance through all these, bookmarked places that I visit very often.
Maybe you'll share your bookmarks with me because it sounds like you're really well informed.
Oh no! Like I said, it's just specific things that interest me. I'm not a very what do you say, avid reader. Meaning it's just specific topics that interest me. I just go, I see that, or just make sure I read something and just to make sure that I'm what do you say, at the cutting edge.
Oh yes, I mean there's so much like it's overwhelming. So many people writing and doing stuff. I mean like the first time we went to the moon, there was only like 3.5 billion people. Now there's 7, and back then. Not anybody could broadcast something for everybody, but now all 7 billion can send a message to the other 6,999,000,000.
That's right.
999.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's overwhelming.
Exactly. Yeah. So actually today I just happened to read about the 51st anniversary of Apollo 13. I don't know if you read about that.
I didn't, but they had a special thing at Space Center in Houston today, where they had Gene Kranz and some what is it, Jim Hayes, I think, and other astronauts there. They were doing some special event.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. I just heard about it, even though I was there all day. I didn't actually get to see anything related to it.
So it's interesting. They called it a successful failure.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
It's funny. It's more successful in some ways than maybe even Apollo 11 and 12 and 14. Like we know about Apollo 11 because they landed for the first time.
Correct.
And we know 13 because they almost died but survived.
Exactly.
But then like 12 and 14, you go and talk to people. Oh yeah.
right. Exactly.
So that's cool. Well, what do you think about us going back to the moon?
It's wonderful. I think it's like you said, like you're talking earlier, and you said it's going to happen kind of on a daily basis, right? People flying from here to Tokyo, for example, in 30 minutes and getting back, So those kind of, I think these missions are going to be more frequent. You're going to learn more about, and a lot of people are going to get the opportunity to actually visit. It might be maybe not in our lifetime, I don't know, but maybe in the next 50 years or so. It might not be so intriguing to people because it might, they may actually everyone might get a chance to actually go visit the moon sometime in their life.
I know it's like,
ticket.
in like 1920s, taking an airplane ride would have been like really
exactly.
amazing. People would have been like, whoa, you went on the plane?
True.
Today you go on the plane, they're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Exactly. I mean, that day probably isn't far when that's going to happen, right? People go, oh yeah, I did just went to the moon yesterday and came back.
Yeah, exactly. Where were you? I picked this up. It looks like a pebble. No, this is from the moon.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But what do you think about this analogy? I think the 2020s are going to be the space exploration development what the 1990s were to the internet. Do you think that might be going too far, or
no, I think
maybe?
with all this, like people like Elon Musk and all that, with his focus on, making things happen. He is a person who makes things happen. It's not just a plan anymore. And then technology has progressed so much now that it's just our imagination now that's behind actually. So if you can imagine things, yeah, it's possible. Technology is already there, and it's going to make it happen, right? So, yeah, I think. So definitely yes. I think if 90s was the age of internet, this is going to be the age of exploration.
About the imagination, do you think our imagination is improving or going down as a society, as like normal people?
See, that's interesting because I was reading that during the time of Isaac Newton and scientists like that, even Einstein, it was all imagination for them, right? It was all thinking and imagination because there were so many things that was not possible. Technology was not there yet.
Right.
So they had to get everything into their head and analyze and understand things. And, it was just possibility. So it could be that, it could be this, right? And then it took a while for science to actually get there and prove that, yeah, that is right. What they had in their mind, what they had written down is actually true, right? But now I think, what is it? The imagination is there. I don't think it's going away. But sometimes I feel that curiosity that happened during those ages is kind of missing now. Because you don't feel that kind of people curious with all these things around them. Even space is not something that everyone is interested in. I don't know, you could do that in your basic education, in your school days and college days, probably you read, learn physics, do a little reading and all that. And after that, I don't know how many people keep up with that. Right? So the scientific curiosity, I think, is taking a backseat now because everything is there, right?
Yeah.
All your basic necessities have been met. It's all basic necessities, even in the luxuries, right? You've got an iPhone, you can do wonders with that, and you can, go anywhere on the internet and read about anything you like. So it's like, oh, I've got everything in my phone, or I've got everything. If I need it, I just go to my computer and, go find out and get the information I need. So your ability to really think ahead and invent or be creative, right, that is something I think you need to develop. I think it needs to happen. You should not go back on that. Right? So I would say I wouldn't say it's getting backward because I know there are, like I said, there's focus in the industry. There are certain people that are leading this, right? Like people like Elon Musk and so that part is there, and I think the worldwide people should understand, recognize what's happening around them, and be interested in these kind of things. Right? So at least I think that's a part that a common man can do. At least just keep abreast with technology, keep abreast with the changes happening around them, and then venture into the possibilities and things like that.
Have you ever had a good idea and you get so excited about it, you're like, I'm going to go off and do this thing, and then you go and tell somebody about it, and the very first thing they say, oh, I think that's already been done.
What can I get you? Excuse me. What can I get you to drink? What, your beer or wine? I have some sangria. Sangria wine.
I'll take whatever you're having.
Sangria's fine. Yeah, me too. I mean,
Sangria?
Sangria's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. We can go.
One last question. If you could, would you go to space?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. How far would you go? Just to orbit or to the moon, or would you immigrate to Mars?
I don't know about immigration if it's going to happen in my life, right? Immigrating Mars is definitely a great proposition. If I get the opportunity, definitely.
You would go to Mars?
I would like to go. Yeah.
But would you bring like your entire family with you, or would you bring me?
Certainly. I mean, if I had the opportunity.
I'm good.
Thank you so much.
Hey, congratulations. Yeah. How are things?
It's going good.